Minjion highlighted three different guys who can be playing that position. What have you seen out of them, and how do you feel their comfortability in that role?
Yeah, I think it's for them. Obviously, it's just taking it one day at a time, and everybody's going to get an opportunity. He likes to get guys in the lineup a lot, and at the beginning of the year, I could see it. Owen gets game one, Duffy gets game two, and Taggart gets game three. Like it's going to be something like that, and I think it's been good how he split it up, throughout the fall and being able to play with all of the catchers and kind of learn what they do, what they like to do, on throwdowns and how they manage the game back there. I think it's very easy for us to adjust just because we have that true bond as a team.
What's your scouting report on this pitching staff going against those guys in practice and spring games?
What was that?
What's your scouting report on this pitching staff after going against those guys in the fall and spring?
Our pitching staff as a whole?
Yeah.
We have every guy is not the same. And I think that's going to be great for us. A lot of guys, sinkers, cutters moving every which direction, and they're really staying out of the middle of the zone, so it's kind of hard to hit sometimes. But if they're able to do that all year, it's going to be a lot of fun.
You have two teammates in here right now. What can you tell us specifically about Ethan and Ben and what you've seen from them as the season gets closer?
Yeah, they're amazing leaders. I think that's the best thing about them, and they're the guys that other guys want to hear their voice, and I think that them being the same person every single day, showing up, and their work ethic every day has been amazing, and they're going to be big pieces for us this year, and I'm excited.
Tyler, playing for Team USA, playing in Japan, what do you think you took away from your time doing that?
Yeah, I think that, really representing the country. I don't really even know how to put into words, but wearing USA on the front of your chest and representing the country was awesome for that. And, got to play with some of the best players in the country. We didn't play exactly how we wanted to over there, but it was still an amazing experience that I'll never forget.
Coach talks about your hard work all the time. Just what has led to that? Was there something in your upbringing, or what has made you become such a hard worker?
Yeah, I kind of learned that back in high school, maybe a little before that, and I was always not the biggest, not the strongest, and baseball's always been my dream. What I've always wanted to do with my life, and I think that my confidence comes from my hard work and my preparation. And I think that just continuing to grind on that every single day, that's why I am who I am. It's been awesome. I mean, just ramping up, getting ready to go. Obviously, we've been indoors, but we're really making the most of it with our indoor cage set up, live at bats in there, and Coach Min's got us playing defense outside the cage, just reacting to balls and having fun with it.
Coach Minch called you a dog in his press conference. Do you feel that way?
I do, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of fun going out there and competing for the team, and whenever you make it all about the team, it's a lot of fun.
I know you've obviously had a lot of attention since you got here, but in a draft year with all the draft lists, all that stuff coming out, all the All-American teams, just how do you approach all that stuff?
Yeah, for me, it's really putting the focus on the team, and if I take that off of the team and put it on myself, it's a lot of pressure and it's hard to play, and just having fun with it, again, everything for the team is a lot easier to play.
Minjion was telling us that, when recruits or guys coming in, they wanted to see you, they wanted to see what you're doing. Was that weird for you? What was that like, all these players just wanted to see what you were doing?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun because it's almost like that giving back, to the team, to Lexington, to everything about this program. And whenever I was younger, I always think about it whenever I was a little kid, and it's always like you're looking up to those kind of guys, and being able to give back and have them have the same experience that I had as a kid and always wanted to have. It's been awesome.
What's the key for this team to take that next step?
Just playing together, playing as one, and I think that you can look at it, and some of these other teams have guys that hit 30 home runs last year or whatever, and it's a lot of self-centered guys that have a lot of power or whatever it might be, but we're one team truly, and whenever everybody's just playing for each other, we put the pieces together. We have a bullpen this year, and just everybody going out and doing their job.
All the guys have said that Coach Minch challenges you at the beginning of the year to improve in one area. What did he address with you?
Just being the same person every single day, and I think that came with the vocal leadership and kind of learning that role a little bit, and all the coaching staff here does a great job of that. You never know if they're having a bad day. You never know what's going on outside the field, and I think that I truly took that in, and I show up to the field every day, and it's like, if I'm down, the team's going to be down that day just because they look up to me so much. They listen to me and other guys too, but just being that same person every single day.
Throughout the fall and into your preseason work, is there a guy that's been really fun to compete against on the mound for you? Who's that guy that's just really tough?
Nate Harris, he's been good. I'm really good friends with him. Obviously, he's from Chicago as well, and he's looking really good right now, and it's fun at bats against him.
What makes him such a tough at bat?
I think that he can throw, 4 pitches in the zone whenever he wants. He has the command that he needs, and just that poise on the mound. He doesn't ride the roller coaster, and never know if he's giving up 7 runs that day or if he's throwing a no-hitter through 8 innings.
So all that national attention, is it hard to kind of, ignore it and focus on the season upcoming, or do you kind of entertain it a little bit?
No, I think it's a lot easier for me to ignore it now. I already went through this whole thing in high school with a lot of professional scouts and stuff like that, and I've learned that I'm my best whenever I put the team first and truly have that team mentality of just, like I just said, like if the situation calls for me to roll a ball over with a guy on second, nobody out, I'm going to do that and let the guy behind me do his job and drive him in. So just staying with that, I think it's going to be a really fun year.
I've heard you on other interviews. You seem pretty comfortable. You enjoy doing stuff like this? You're going to be doing a lot more of these.
Yes, sir. I do enjoy it. Just try to be myself, and I say whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, in terms of being yourself, one of the overriding themes is always your discipline. As a guy who has trouble falling asleep at night, give me some hints on this idea of sleep, staying on schedule. What's the key?
So I've gotten really good with that. I love playing video games, but 10 o'clock every day, I put everything away. Phones, screens, and it just allows me just to wind down and just get to bed at a good time, and I'm able to get up early every day and kind of attack the day how I want to. And it's really good with I've learned how to eat and learned how to sleep since I've been here, and those are the 2 biggest things that I've learned. And I just think that allows me to do so much every day, and truly taking in what I put into my body with liquids and stuff like that, creatine, different electrolytes. It just allows my body to recover.
It'd be weird not to have that quarterback voice out there of Devin Burke.
Yeah, it'll be different. I mean, even when I got back for this year from last year, it was weird not having Devin in the locker room and just hearing him. But we've had a lot of guys, I'd say including myself and also with Ben, who have kind of tried to take that role where now we got a couple of different guys who are doing that, so we're making it work.
When you go against him in scrimmages, what makes Ben hard to hit?
I'd say just the demeanor he has on the mound. He comes super downhill at you, and he's not afraid to stare you down. He's not afraid to let you know you're in a battle with me. Where, when you have a pitcher up there like that, it can be intimidating sometimes. So he lets people know that he's ready. He's ready to go after you, which makes him really good.
Were you surprised by that demeanor? He's not the biggest guy in the world out there on the mound.
Yeah, no. From the first time I met him, I never would have expected that. But then you get to know him well, and he's a tough guy. He's got a lot of grit. So.
When Tyler, we're talking about him, he comes at all hours of the day.
Yep.
Does that drag people in? Does he bring other people in, or does it make you work harder? That kind of thing?
No, he definitely makes a lot of guys work harder. Obviously, he's coming to the field whenever he can, and he works super hard. He's sending messages into the group chat trying to bring guys along, and he's done that. So we've had hitting groups come up late at night and had a little thing with that, and that made the guys closer too, and makes everyone a lot better. So it's definitely one thing that he loves to do, and it makes all of us better, which is going to make the team better, which is awesome.
And when a team's closer, Coach was talking about you all going to his house and playing games and stuff. What has that done for this team when you're trying to get to know a lot of new faces through the portal or freshman class?
Oh, yeah, it's huge. You get to have good one-on-one time. When you go sit down at a meal with someone, I think that's one of the most valuable time you can have with someone. Put your phone away, put everything away, and just being able to experience that time together. Especially, too, he brings along the coaches, too, with our whole staff, our managers, because we're all one unit, one team, so we all get to know each other really well, which is really nice.
For you personally, what are you looking to improve on this year?
I'd say, the whole offseason, just focusing on just trying to consistently get the barrel to the ball and just emphasizing all my tools I can onto the field. So this year, it's just staying as healthy as I can and being prepared to play whenever I can.
Here, as you mentioned, what does it take? What have you learned that it takes to be a good SEC baseball player?
The guy with a lot of resiliency and grit. The games are hard. It takes one pitch or it takes one event to happen. It does matter. You have to stay super focused and super locked in, and you have to be a guy that once you pull away with that lead, you have to keep going and put your foot down.
What about this weather? How much has this snow and ice set you back?
It hasn't at all. That's one thing I think that we're excelling at here. We've been making adjustments into our training and what we need. We've been making the most out of it, and any single thing we do, it's become game-like. So we're ready, and we're making the most of what we can, and I think we're dominating because of it.
Obviously, a big change this year in terms of pitching experience.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other big difference that we'll notice in this team this year as compared to before?
Probably the looseness and the grit that we'll play with. Like I've been saying before, we're a very close team, but they also is an aspect of we're very similar. That's a lot of guys who are very tough, very talented, and they love baseball. So it's me guys who are beyond the field having fun together and also playing super hard for the state of Kentucky.
How about individually? I know Coach Minge usually challenges everybody improve in one specific area. Did he address that with you this year?
Yeah, the biggest improvement was hitting my pitch, not being super on and off of a lot of pitches, and then getting my one where just the matter of consistency. That was my big word, being consistent in everything I do. So brought that into my habits daily, and it's translating to the baseball field.
Asked Tyler as well. Devin Burks has been such a unique since now you guys have some depth. You have 3 different guys who mentioned that are probably playing that role. For you, especially, not just hitting, but also in the infield, how important each run can be, how important that fielding can be. What have you seen out of those 3 guys and how they adjust to that?
Yeah, I've seen a lot. I mean, like you said, it doesn't matter whether you're in the field or you're hitting. Like, you have to have the guy that's a leader, that's vocal, and that's going to get the job done. So, I mean, you got Tyler, Ben Cleaver, and those 2 guys right there are guys who are going to get it done, one physically, and they're also mentally going to be able to uphold the team where it becomes super important in keeping us in check.
Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you.
Last season was pretty much a brand new team, and this season actually brings a lot of returners back. How do you think that's going to help you all kind of move forward?
I think a lot of it had to do with what happened this fall. I think having the amount of returners we did kind of helped us show the new guys this is how we do things here at Kentucky, and it kind of expedited our development this fall as a team. And it kind of we just got super close, and everyone bought into what we believe in here, and it just made everything really easy.
What's the challenge for the pitchers? What's the challenge for you all when you're having, such a catcher competition like that where they're running 3 guys? And what do you all need to do to make sure that's as seamless as possible?
Yes, sir. I mean, we just go out there and attack hitters no matter what. And the catchers, they're trained to do what they do. And I think, as I said, I'm comfortable with any of them back there. And I think every pitcher on the team would feel that way. But it's really nice to have the 3 choices.
What's it like for opening day being near? I mean, it's one thing to go out there, in the fall, one thing to do it in year-round with the guys, inter-squad scrimmages and things, but to have it starting.
Yes, sir. It's really exciting. Obviously, the snow and ice kind of kept us inside for the last week or so, but we're doing whatever it takes, doing everything we can inside the Nutter Indoor. And we're just you can feel the tension. It's not a bad tension, but everyone's just super excited to go compete against outside competition.
Has there been any challenges from your perspective with the weather and maybe not being able to be outside as much this close to the season?
I mean, obviously you want to get outside as much as possible and get reps on the game field, but I mean, we're finding ways to get better every single day at practice. We'll do little mini scrimmages inside the football indoor. We still get our throwing in over there, and the hitters do their offensive their batting practice. I'm not a part of that, so I don't really know what goes on. But no, we find ways to get better every single day, no matter where we are.
In scrimmages or practice, whatever, when you go against Tyler, what makes him hard to expect?
I mean, he's a very talented player, of course. I got drafted in the 2nd round, turned it down, so obviously he's got all the talent, and he's only going to get better. He's only gotten better since he got here, so he's a really good competitor, and he's just a hard out every time.
We all, know about his accolades and what you just said about him. But what's something that may surprise us about Tyler that we don't hear about a lot?
I'm not sure. I feel like he's kind of an open book with everyone. He gets a lot of attention from media, and a lot of questions get asked. So I feel like there's a lot of information out there about him.
Does it put pressure on others when he's coming in all hours?
I mean, I think it's a good thing. We need guys doing that, and Coach Minge talked about it the other day. He's done a great job this year of not just going by himself. He's just bringing people with him and forcing people to get better, which is great. That's the type of teammate you want to have.
Last couple of seasons, you guys have been kind of slept on in the preseason rankings, not being ranked, things like that, and then kind of arrived onto the scene, obviously, in 24, and then last year as well. This year, it's kind of different. You guys are starting ranked and are getting a lot of that credibility early. How are you all handling that, kind of not having to be such underdogs?
I mean, obviously, it's nice to have that preseason, but we always talk about whatever the ranking is, they got it wrong. Until the last ranking comes out and we're number 1 at the end of the year, that's the only ranking we care about. So we just want to ignore that, ignore all the outside noise, and just keep getting better and play to the best of our ability.
For you individually, what are you working on? What do you want to take steps this year?
Yes, sir. I've been working on my changeup and cutter. Those have been kind of the lower hanging pitches for me, and I've tried to develop those more this fall and spring. It's been going really well for me.
Coach Finch mentioned you as one of the leaders that's developed for the pitching staff. How important has that been for you over the last couple of seasons to turn into one of the leaders for the team and the pitching staff?
It's been amazing. I mean, my freshman year, I threw 6 innings, so obviously I got to learn a lot from the older guys, which was great. And then last year, kind of jumped into that role as a weekend guy, and the leadership came along with it. But I was kind of like unsure of myself in that role, not the weekend role, but like the leadership role as a sophomore. It's kind of a hard spot to be in for some people. But this year, I've really focused on being more vocal to guys and like making sure everyone's doing good, whether that's on the field, off the field, whatever it may be. Like I just want to check in with guys and continue to build relationships with them, and I think that's only going to make our team better.
How does season you guys have been kind of slept on in the preseason rankings, not being ranked, things like that, and then kind of arrived onto the scene? Obviously, it's 24, and then last year as well. This year, it's kind of different. You guys are starting ranked and are getting a lot of that credibility early. Is that how are you all handling that, kind of not having to be like such underdogs?
I mean, obviously, it's nice to have that preseason, but we always talk about whatever the ranking is, they got it wrong. Like until the last ranking comes out and we're number 1 at the end of the year, that's the only ranking we care about. So we just want to ignore that, ignore all the outside noise, and just keep getting better and play to the best of our ability.
For you individually, what are you working on? What do you want to take steps this year?
Yes, sir. I've been working on my changeup and cutter. Those have been kind of like the lower hanging pitches for me, and I've tried to develop those more this fall and spring. It's been going really well for me.
Coach Finch mentioned you as one of the leaders that's developed for the pitching staff. How important has that been for you over the last couple of seasons to turn into one of the leaders for the team and the pitching staff?
It's been amazing. I mean, my freshman year, I threw 6 innings, so obviously I got to learn a lot from the older guys, which was great. And then last year, kind of jumped into that role as a weekend guy, and the leadership came along with it. But I was kind of like unsure of myself in that role, not the weekend role, but like the leadership role as a sophomore. It's kind of a hard spot to be in for some people. But this year, I've really focused on being more vocal to guys and like making sure everyone's doing good, whether that's on the field, off the field, whatever it may be. Like I just want to check in with guys and continue to build relationships with them, and I think that's only going to make our team better.
How does having those relationships help the team all together, kind of win games and just be more kind of together?
Yes, sir. I think it's great to have all these relationships. I mean, we spend more time together than anyone else does, so I'm going to keep these relationships the rest of my life. And I think the fact that we've gotten as close as we have with the amount of new people this year in such a short amount of time, I think it really speaks to the type of people we bring into the school.
You already answered this, but last year you told us no summer ball. You're going to stay here and work on your body.
Yes, sir.
How'd it go?
It went well. I got a lot stronger, got to eat a good amount and gain some weight, so I'm excited to keep it going, keep building.
We always have to ask this, what did you get to eat that maybe you didn't get to eat before?
I mean, I've been told I can eat anything.
And did you?
Not quite anything, but I ate a lot of spaghetti and chocolate milk.
Okay.
Chocolate milk is like dessert.
The that you have now,